NHRA drag racers across all classes, categories, and series are beginning to wind their way to a championship end in 2024. But it is the Congruity NHRA Pro Mod series that takes center stage this weekend in the city of St. Louis, Missouri, as World Wide Technology Raceway plays host to the NHRA Midwest Nationals in one of the final races of the year as we race to the end of the Congruity NHRA Pro Modified Series presented by LearnEV Plus and powered this weekend by M&M Transmission. Welcome everybody to the top of the timing tower here at World Wide Technology Raceway. I'm Brian Loans, and we are here for one of the last races of the Pro Mod year, a championship run that was interrupted by a non-championship contender in Charlotte, North Carolina 1 week ago when Travis Harvey took down all comers and won his very first race in his very first appearance. There are big names that were thumped early. There are big names that have begun to fall in the points, and a couple of big names trying to claw their way back up to the top. Justin Bond had a wild ride last weekend in Charlotte. He banged the wall, but he has made it here just less than 1 week later. Amanda Busick caught up with him in the pits.
Here at the Pro Mod autograph session in the St. Louis pits, you got Dimitri trying to make another final over here. We have Khaled Belushi who returned. You'll remember Travis Harvey won in that Pro Mod last weekend in Charlotte. Justin Bond, it was a little bit of a hairy run for you in Charlotte. I hear that the car is okay, but how can something like this reinvigorate your effort?
Yeah, we had a little bump, and I guess like I told people at home, I've crashed lots of street cars by mistake, and we're just racing and out here having a great time. And we changed a couple of bars and grafted some skin on it here and there and put a new door, and it's been running good so far.
Qualifying here has been cutthroat, as it has been all year long. We look at our top 10 in the points right now. There are actually 18 drivers still mathematically in the mix. These are the 10 most likely, if you will, with Mason Wright being 90 points back, Khaled Belushi 19 back of U.S. Nationals winner Ken Curtuccio, Chris Thorne just 38 back, and you can see the other big names all chasing Curtuccio. Mike Castellana and Kevin Rivenbark, the Cope Lumber Mustang. And for Castellana, the LearnEV Performance Chevrolet Camaro on a cloudy day here in St. Louis, more appropriately in Madison, Illinois, across the river. We can see this first round of matchups here. Chip King, the #1 qualifier, will take on Mason Wright. Khaled Belushi has Doug Winters. And you can see the highlighted blue names are those still in the road to the championship countdown. But Doug Winters and Chip King aren't in there, and they are in the field. Rivenbark here rolling ahead in this Mach 1 Mustang. Hank Jackson taking a walk back on a Phantom Aaron here. John is going to roll Mike Castellana ahead. You can see that Western Beef logo. That's the grocery store chain that Castellana's family operate. Both cars skating around early here as Castellana was a little better than Trini. Knocks Rivenbark out of town. 573 beats a 582. The 8 and 9 qualifiers are the two tightest grouped on paper anyway. But for Mike Castellana, another just drill job at the starting line with that very solid 30 light. Nick Janik, the Red Line Oil colors. Janik out of Las Vegas, Nevada, using the screw supercharger setup on top of his Hemi engine. More importantly, Janik is one of the only, if not the only, car with a clutch in it left here in the category. Virtually everybody runs a torque converter now, but Janik, who came from the alcohol funny car ranks, has always run a clutch setup, and he keeps it in there. Jordan Lasik, who won here a year ago, goes 007 on the tree. Janik's got the front end up. Lasik had to pedal it, and Jordan Lasik is going to move his way onto the second round. What a driving job. 577, 248 for Jordan. 590, 242. Janik's car had the big wheel stand going on. Lasik had to pedal his car. We can watch the left side first. Watch Janik's car come out. And it brings the nose of that C7 Corvette up. It's shaking the tires, but it's hanging there. Meanwhile, out of the groove is Lasik. You're going to watch him flap the throttle real quick here. Very nice job to pedal it and settle it down. And he still had enough race car and tune-up in that blower combination to get him to the finish line first. J.R. Gray, a season of big ups and big downs for this Gray contracting and land clearing car, along with LearnEV Performance. And this, of course, Dmitry Samorukov. Samorukov made that final round in Charlotte, only to fall to Travis Harvey. E3 side for Dmitry. And up on the center line is Gray. Samorukov's all over the place, and Gray, the #10 qualifier, is going to upset #7. 576.9 at 248 miles an hour. Dmitry Samorukov goes 6.064 in the loss. Just like Lasic's car, Samorukov, oh yeah, man, big time paint shake or tire shake there for Dmitry. But look at the pedal job. He rode the pedal at about 3/4 throttle closed and managed to dirt track the car back into the groove. JR, despite the fact he got near the center, was still able to take it to the stripe under power. Billy Banneker, the S&B trucking machine out of Mississippi. Wheelie bar adjustment being made. And Justin Bond, who we just spoke to moments ago on the show, he's the guy who had a little mild case of concrete poisoning at the last race, but that is not going to slow him down here. Justin Bond leaves on Banneker and takes him to the cleaners on a hole shot. 577.2 at 245 for Banneker, a 574 at 249. A disappointing loss for Billy here with the better performing car, but for Justin Bond, this is a nice reaffirmation of his skills in that Bahrain 1 Chevrolet Camaro. This is Lyle Barnett. Of course, Barnett lost his primary race car in a monstrous fire. He has been a fill-in driver at the U.S. Nationals for Jose Gonzalez, but then Ken Curtuccio said, here, use my car. Ken drives a car for Scott Tidwell Motorsports. That is Ken's personal car, but Chris Thorne is out. Wow, Chris Thorne, 006 red, Lyle Barnett. 14 green, goes 580 at 244 miles an hour. Chris Thorne was a top 5 car in the points, and he has been eliminated in the first round. As you can see, that massive Procharger supercharger through the opening at the front of Barnett's car. But boy, oh boy, for Chris Thorne, a 006 red light. Mike Stavrinos made the final round of the U.S. Nationals in the Street and Truck World machine. And of course, the Culp Lumber Mustang of Stan Shelton. Shelton has proven one thing this year, and that is starting line accuracy. And it's going to continue here. 10 green. Stavrinos 44. What a race, but it is going to be the Mustang. 576, 245 for Stan Shelton. Well-deserved high fives, a 578 for Stavrinos. But Stan Shelton dropping a 10 light into the lap of Mike Stavrinos. That is a sign of respect for your opponent when you get that aggressive on the starting line. The PB Blaster car of Doug Winters and Khaled El Belushi. A man who is so tightly chasing Ken Curtuccio. Less than a round behind him of competition. In and gone. But look at the starting line advantage for Winters, but it goes up in smoke. The car got to the center line and it evaporated with Khaled. 579.6 at 249. Al Belushi has had an up and down relationship with this racetrack. He has run well here. He crashed a car here not that long ago in the NHRA World. But for Doug Winters, frustrating because he did have the lead off the starting line, but the car failed to cooperate. The ProFlow Pumping Solutions Camaro of Epping winner Mason Wright. And Chip King, the Jerry Haas constructed 1970 Charger, DreamWorks Motorsports, suffered a crash earlier this year, and he is the #1 qualifier, but he's in big trouble. Mason Wright from the number 16 spot is going to upset #1. 572 beats a 715. Chip King was forced to get off the throttle. The car became unsettled, and for Mason Wright, that 0:13 reaction time was a signature move for him. The 8 remaining cars are all title contenders. Wright will take on Castellana, Al Belushi, and Bond. Lasik, Gray, Barnett, and Shelton. When we come back, we will continue with the action here at World Wide Technology Raceway. It is about a 10-minute ride to get to Budweiser, a little bit longer than that, to get to Grant's Farm to see the Clydesdales in their natural habitat. We'll be right back with more from World Wide Technology Raceway.
America is ready.
And so are we.
Democracy 24. Your freedom. Your vote.
It's a huge day of football on Fox, and it all kicks off with Big Noon Saturday as Baby Mahomes, Dylan Raiola in Nebraska take on Indiana. What a ball! Then Coach Prime and Heisman hopeful Travis Hunter lead Colorado against Arizona. Wow! It all kicks off with Big Noon Saturday on Fox.
I was running our own family business, and then COVID hit. Then we had almost nothing.
I had tens of thousands of dollars hanging over my head, working full-time, oftentimes multiple jobs.
I had over $43,000 in debt. That's when I called National Debt Relief.
There was hope that came from that call.
All those feelings of shame really evaporated.
They treated me like a real person, not a number.
Whether it's credit card, medical, or personal loan debt,
National Debt Relief negotiates with your creditors to reduce the amount you owe.
National Debt Relief reduced my debt by over $20,000.
Now that I'm out of debt, I feel great. I'm taking a trip to Puerto Rico.
I'm doing the things I want to do, singing in a chorus. I'm traveling with my husband.
My life is moving forward. I'm thriving. Our family's thriving.
National Debt Relief got me out of debt.
If you owe more than $10,000, call or visit nationaldebtrelief.com to find out how you can become debt-free.
We have one goal, drag strip domination. Quicker ETs, #1 qualifiers, final round victories. We earn these things for ourselves and our racers with engine management designed to work the way people actually use it at the track. Our systems are constantly updated with new functionality and free updates because progress never stops. Always learning, always improving, always striving to make the best.
When he founded M&M Transmission, Mark Mickey had one obsession and one objective: to build the greatest, strongest, and winningest drag racing transmissions, torque converters, and shifters in the world. M&M Transmission Shop in Jefferson City, Missouri is packed with cutting-edge equipment, including a Superflow transmission and torque converter dyno. Beyond the machines, there's a talented and dedicated staff embodying pride and craftsmanship that defines Made in the USA. A champion himself, Mark Mickey knows what it takes to win, and M&M does it every day. Visit MNMTransmission.com to be a winner.
Sup?
Who are you?
I'm your inner child. Get in. Listen, what you really need in life is some freaking torque. Oh yeah, man. Horsepower keeps you going, but torque gets you going. Oh, now we're torquing.
I love car puns.
Oh, I know. Power shot.
The Dodge Hornet RT, the totally torqued out crossover.
The NHRA Midwest Nationals is sponsored by Congruity. Congruity HR is your local partner for outsourced human resources. M&M Transmission and Jerry Bickel Race Cars, the Powered by sponsors this weekend, both Missouri companies, which makes big sense as we are right on the border of St. Louis. There is Lyle Barnett heating the tires next to Stan Shelton. Shelton, who had an 0-10 light in the first round, is going to need something on the order of that to compete with the always snappy Barnett on the starting line as we go back to our competition ladder. We can see it'll be Al Belushi and Bond, two of the Bahrain 1 cars. And then we have the Wright Castellana matchup. Laser Gray and Barnett Shelton on the racetrack right now. Interesting that the number 11 and 14 qualifiers made it out of the first round. It does speak to the level of existent parity in this class right now. It has not necessarily been as tight between all the power adders as it is in 2024, as we can see two very different types of superchargers on these race cars. And he did it again. 13, but he's out of the groove. Shelton is all over the place, and he is still going to get down there ahead of Barnett. 581.1 beats a 581.8. That is an unbelievable driving job by Stan Shelton, who normally, when you have that big a move early in one of these cars, as we watch again, this is normally it for a Pro Mod. When you have to make a big steering adjustment, it transfers so much weight on either side of the suspension, the car is normally undrivable. But this one bit back down on the racetrack, and Lyle Barnett had to have looked over and wondered where Stan Shelton came from as they went across the finish line. Absolutely unbelievable. Barnett did nothing wrong, left on time, and it was, again, Shelton's reaction time there really saved his bacon. He drove a lot of extra distance to get to the stripe. J.R. Gray. LearnEV Performance, Jordan Lasik, the Alba sponsorship. It is a Bahrain 1 car, it still is. Fuel injected with a screw supercharger atop the engine. And they snap off the starting line. J.R. Gray's got his hands full. Jordan Lasik's trying to put together more magic as the sun breaks through the clouds. 574 beats a 576. That 15 light for Lasik got the job done. It wasn't a whole shot, but it did extend that distance at the finish line, with Jordan taking another win light. He is so far undefeated in his Pro Mod career at World Wide Technology Raceway. Mason Wright, Pro Flow Solutions here. And the LearnEV Performance Camaro of Mike Castellana. A car that had given this team fits during its early introduction in the late spring, early summer has come around their way. Frank Manzo and crew have really got it figured out. And a red light start for Castellana. In the instant he left, I thought, man, he got a big jump on Wright, but it was too big a jump. 006 red is Mason Wright, a serviceable 35 light. 574.4 at 239. We get one more look here Just 6,000ths differential between legal and illegal for Mike Castellana. You saw the car pop the front end up. The front wheels weren't even spinning until it landed about 60 feet down the racetrack. So the teammates, Khaled Al-Balushi and Justin Bond, will have to compete here. Al-Balushi wearing the colors of the Bahrain International Circuit, a world-class drag strip and road course in the country of Bahrain. And for Justin Bond, the JBS equipment, B1 Motorsports car, and that is going to be Justin Bond's drag race. Al-Balushi's car reacted and then immediately fell silent, something failing apparently in the drivetrain or the engine, as Justin Bond goes a 676, 8 at 150, shutting his car off early, likely with instruction from the starting line, meaning that when you know you have a round one in this competition on a Sunday, you shut it down so you don't have to really overtax the parts. We watch again here in the replay. You can see that fuel with the two-step ignition limiter, rev limiter on the starting line. But man, Al-Balushi's car didn't even turn an entire rotation of the tire before it was shut off and the throttle blades were shut. Very, very strange, almost like the ignition completely shut off. It is Wright and Bond, the number 16 and 12 qualifiers. On the other side, Jordan Lasik and Stan Shelton, 2 and 11. Of all the places and things to do around the greater St. Louis area, you can always go see the world's largest bottle of ketchup. And it is Brooks brand ketchup, and it is very, very big. And that is all I know about that. But I know more about Pro Mods, and we'll see them when we come back after this.
Ribs, chocolate cake.
You're gonna get sick. You need pumpkin.
I love pumpkin.
It's not food, it's pet insurance. So when you get hurt or sick and you need expensive medicine or surgery,
Pet insurance from Pumpkin can help.
go to pumpkin.care.
TrueWork is the world's most technical workwear, built for superior performance in extreme conditions. Our innovative system keeps you dry, warm, comfortable, and protected from the elements, so you can be your best when the weather brings its worst.
This is Fubo. It's a better way to watch live news, shows, and sports without cable. Watch multiple games at once with Multiview. Start watching at FuboTV.com.
Who the hell are you?
I'm Mark Hoagies, your new head coach. Okay, guys, culture change, okay? We're bringing back an old school mentality. Yeah, this team sucks. Take this, I'm done.
Universal Basic Guys, special time Sunday after football.
Sundays, it's the best 2 hours of NFL coverage, starting with Fox NFL Kickoff at 11.
This is great TV.
It is caught! Then at noon, take it to the next level on Fox NFL Sunday.
This kid has it all.
Touchdown! America's #1 pregame show. The best NFL pregame shows are back-to-back, only on Fox.
I just hurt my neck because I fell out of my chair because my boss just told me that our new starter pack just dropped. A solid stick of deodorant in the scent of your choice. A cream tube of deodorant in the scent of your choice. Plus 2 free items, plus free shipping.
For home security, you get more from Vivint than anyone else. Forbes ranks Vivint as the best overall home security company. Call now to get free professional installation, $200 off your initial order, and 0% APR financing for up to 60 months. Plus, you get Vivint's superior customer service, and 24/7 professional monitoring is as little as $1 a day. Don't take chances with your family's safety. Call Vivint now.
800-843-8066. Are you in trouble with the IRS? Call Civic Tax Relief for free information on the newest relief programs under the American Rescue Plan and Fresh Start program. You could save thousands. The call is free. The consultation is free. Call now. 800-235-7808.
The St. Louis Gateway Arch, as we are back for the NHRA Midwest Nationals, the Congruity HR Pro Modified Series, presented by LearnEV Plus, powered by M&M Transmission this weekend. Company operated by Mark Mickey, a great Missouri-based pro mod racer himself, has had success in so many elements of the sport. His equipment is in a lot of these race cars, as we can see. Jordan Lasik and Stan Shelton. The Ford Mustang and Chevy Camaro will battle it out. Jordan, the best qualified car left in competition. 3 out of the 4 from the lower half of the field. Pretty interesting stuff. And again, we talk about just how good you have to be. The reaction times all season long, and specifically today, have really been on display. It is NBB, it is Alba, it is Bahrain 1, and it is the Culp Lumber Company across the racetrack. Stan Shelton and the Shelton family, highly decorated in the world of tractor pulling. That is where their expertise and lineage with the world of blown alcohol engines came into play. And it was about 4 or 5 years ago now that Stan decided that he wanted to apply all that horsepower in a much more speedy fashion. And he goes 11 on the trip, but look at Jordan, 001, but Jordan has to shut the throttle. At the 8th mile, Lasik closes the throttle blades, and Stan Shelton goes 584-1 at 244. And this guy is as laser locked in as it comes. Let's watch Lasik right side. The car kind of made a bit of a move. Just again, this is the second Bahrain 1 car to suffer a very strange moment where it shut down, and he certainly wasn't trying to kill it early in Shelton unless something mechanically went away in the race car. But either way, Stan Shelton will take it, and an 011 light in his back pocket to the final round. Let's talk to Stan Shelton.
Stan Shelton racing with a heavy heart here this weekend with everything that's happened in Western North Carolina with Hurricane Helene, but into the finals, and you've been driving your tail off. What's this weekend been like for you?
Well, it's been overcoming battles. Our team's got a great team, both sides of it. We've dealt with a lot of mechanical issues on my car, and it's just part of the class. You know, it's a fantastic class. You can go from front to the top every weekend, every round for sure. So we're excited about going to the finals for my crew guys. You know, they really struggle. We hadn't made races, or we gone out the first round, so excited to go to the finals. It'll be great.
Now we go to the second half of the semifinal round with Mason Wright, ProFlow Pumping Solutions, Chevrolet Camaro. And that is Justin Bond. What a recovery this team has had from the depths of despair last Sunday to now potentially punching their way into a final round. Justin Elks, the crew chief for Mason Wright, looking on. There's a little tire shake early for Bond. That could be a problem. He left ahead of Wright, but Mason Wright's got him. Mason Wright's going to another final in 2024. 574.2 at 249. Bond runs a 579.2 at 244. It was very early in that run where the car checked the tires just a little bit for Bond. Let's watch the right side. You can see that little move it made. And on the other side, Mason Wright's car was smooth as glass. And that was a 574, 249 mile an hour shot. He was better to 60 feet. And again, one more look at the Bond car. And you're going to look just behind the car and see that kind of checked set of tire tracks it leaves on the way just past the Christmas tree. And that's all you need. That is a very minimal amount of tire slippage. None of those problems for Mason Wright. Amanda spoke to him.
Into the final here at St. Louis, and what wins this one?
It's all happened on the starting line. You know, we had problems qualifying, and we missed 2 qualifyings. We broke a transmission in Q3 and qualified 16. You got to be in it to win it.
And in it he is, as both cars charge their way to that finish line stripe. Bond trying to grab his second race. He won Epping, New Hampshire. Can he do it again? Here in St. Louis, Pappy's Barbecue. This is a spot that every racer and every fan needs to check out. It's one of the great barbecue joints in a city that has long been known for their barbecue meat. We'll be right back after this.
I didn't have to spend my life trying to find my calling. Mine found me at an early age.
It was just a matter of how good I could get and how far I would go.
At Ram, our calling is to build trucks. So when you find your calling, nothing can stop you from answering it.
Right now during Ram Power Days, get $4,000 cash allowance on the purchase of most 2025 Ram 1500 trucks. Don't miss Ram Power Days. Hurry in today.
I had over $36,000 in debt.
I didn't even know how I was going to buy food for my kids.
I picked up the phone and called National Debt Relief. They were my savior.
National Debt Relief can significantly reduce the amount you owe.
National Debt Relief reduced my debt by over $20,000.
Now that I'm out of debt, I feel great. I'm taking a trip to Puerto Rico.
I'm thriving. Our family's thriving.
Call or visit nationaldebtrelief.com to get started.
Competition Products, your source for hardcore engine parts for street, strip, and oval track. Our free catalog is packed with hundreds of product lines from the best-known manufacturers in the performance industry. Lowest prices guaranteed. Free shipping and handling on all orders over $149 in the continental U.S. Need expert advice? Our knowledgeable staff is just a phone call away. Competition Products, race parts sold by racers since 1970.
I didn't have to spend my life trying to find my calling. Mine found me at an early age.
It was just a matter of how good I could get and how far I would go.
At Ram, our calling is to build trucks. So when you find your calling, nothing can stop you from answering it.
Right now during Ram Power Days, get $4,000 cash allowance on the purchase of most 2025 Ram 1500 trucks. Don't miss Ram Power Days. Hurry in today.
When he founded M&M Transmission, Mark Mickey had one obsession and one objective: to build the greatest, strongest, and winningest drag racing transmissions, torque converters, and shifters in the world. M&M Transmission shop in Jefferson City, Missouri is packed with cutting-edge equipment, including a Superflow transmission and torque converter dyno. Beyond the machines, there's a talented and dedicated staff embodying pride and craftsmanship that defines Made in the USA. A champion himself, Mark Mickey knows what it takes to win, and M&M does it every day. Visit MNMTransmission.com to be a winner.
Start your day with a bang.
Let's have a party.
As FS1's brand new lineup
We're going to change up the vibe.
brings you everything you need.
Have some fun, old guy.
To level up your game.
Undeniably my favorite kind.
I'm not surprised.
Every weekday on FS1.
The NHRA Midwest Nationals is sponsored by LearnEV Plus. Experience an e-commerce training platform that educates technicians in the electric vehicle space. If there's one thing we never want to cheat our viewership out of, it's a second look at the world's biggest bottle of ketchup. We have not been able to locate the world's largest ball of twine yet in this series, but give us time. Give us time. It is time for the final round here. There is not a drop of ketchup within a 10-mile radius of these two guys. Stan Shelton, the Culp Lumber Company Mustang, and there is Mason Wright. Shelton has never won in the NHRA Pro Mod Tour. Mason Wright has a singular win that he got earlier this year. Both drivers have been good, but it has been Stan Shelton just ridiculously sharp on the starting line. Lasix the only guy that really left on him so far today, and he was 001. Both drivers being very deliberate as they back their way up toward the starting line. You can see the respective crew chiefs on the radio speaking to them as they make their way back in that direction. Not very often will you find a Pro Mod team placing the car in the same tracks it laid down. These cars are different than most other machines of their power level in NHRA drag racing because of the fact they have a full suspension system. A lot of times they'll find a spot on the racetrack with a little more or less temperature depending on where they want the wheel speed to be, or try to manage that wheel speed off the starting line. You can see Wright's car set up a little bit to the left of where he did his burnout, offset by about one tire width. And then we can see Stan Shelton's Ford Mustang getting ready to roll ahead. That big saw blade on the door. Shelton's crew has worked hard for several seasons. They have come close, but they have never finished off one of these races. It is a very difficult thing to do. In the near quarter century the Pro Modifieds have run in the NHRA, just over 50 people have ever won a different, or just over 50 different people have won a Wally in this class, and again, nearly a quarter century. It's all in the driver's hands now. Final round of the ever-evolving points chase, the road to the championship here in 2024 NHRA Pro Mod Drag Racing. And Shelton again, 47 of the 96 of Wright. Both cars are all over the place early, and Stan Shelton heaves the chutes out for his first NHRA victory, and the crew is jubilant on the starting line. 578 beats a 580. Shelton becomes the 52nd different person in the history of NHRA Pro Mod Drag Racing to hold a championship Wally at the end of a Sunday, and both drivers had their hands full. You can see, much like the round one victory of Shelton, his car was really trying to throw him off early, and the hands went in the air and the crew started jumping around like crazy people, as they deserved to do after this very hard-fought win over a very, very tough field of race cars. You can see the 60-foot time almost identical. You can see that 8th mile ET very close, and Stan Shelton wins the drag race, and that means he gets to chat with Amanda.
Former tractor puller Stan Shelton is now an NHRA Pro Mod winner here in St. Louis, and you've been kissing that thing and said this is hard to win, and you earned it today. How much sweeter is that?
It is. It's very difficult. This class is so challenging. I mean, the good Lord's gave me an opportunity for a few finals. He said it ain't time yet. You know, a day was a day. So thank all our family, Culp Lumber, of course, all our employees that do such a good job. My crew, they've struggled this year on my side. The other cars have done great. But
A great bat for Stan Shelton. You can see what it means to all these racers, and certainly the guys that spend a lot of long days and long nights wrenching on that race car. The Congruity NHRA Pro Mod